Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Aging and Spirituality podcast. And hopefully today we'll give you some thoughts that inspire you to get more in touch with that potential that, every one of us has this incredible potential. And sometimes we've only tapped into a little bit of it. So hopefully we're going to inspire you to go a little farther. And I'm
Great.
Chris Jensen.
I'm Kathy Lee Taylor.
We're so happy you're here. So today I'm going to tell you a simple secret to having a life-changing attitude shift. So how do you see things in life? Do you usually see what's wrong with life, with others and yourself? Or do you see what's right? There's a big difference.
Big challenge.
Yeah. Having a positive attitude, though, can change your life, according to psychologists, doctors, and yogis. How does it make a difference? Having a positive attitude helps you see the good in every situation and come out of bad experiences focusing on what you've learned and what you've gained instead of dwelling on negativity.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what psychologists define as being well-adjusted. When you actually, you have an appropriate emotional response to a situation, but very quickly you accept it and move on to what you're going to do about it. So stay tuned if you want to discover a very, very simple shift you can make that leads to the many benefits of positive thinking, including less stress, overcoming obstacles, better physical and mental health, increased resilience, self-confidence, better relationships, just to name a few things. I just want to give you an idea of what this can do for you, because you may have heard about this before, and I'm going to give you a simple way to do it, but just to realize how much difference it can make in our lives. There was a recent study on positive thinking done of 70,000 women, and they found that those who had a positive attitude, were optimistic, had a significantly lower risk of dying from several major causes of death, including heart disease, stroke, cancer, all kinds of cancer, breast, ovarian, lung, rectal, cancer, infection, respiratory diseases, and other benefits. They also showed better quality of life, higher energy levels. A lot of people who feel fatigued a lot, it's because they don't have that positive attitude. Better psychological, physical health, faster recovery from illness and injury, fewer colds, lower rates of depression, better stress management, longer lifespan.
Wow.
So, can't beat it. There's a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. But it's not magic. Positive thinking isn't magic. It won't make your problems disappear. What it will do is make problems seem more manageable and help you approach hardships in a more positive and a more productive way. So what is positive thinking? At its core, it's a positive attitude that is rooted in the belief that no matter what the challenges we face, there is always a silver lining waiting to be discovered. It's about choosing optimism over pessimism, gratitude over entitlement, and hope over despair. So that question I asked at the beginning of the podcast, what's your reaction in any situation with the people you love? Do you regularly see flaws, the things that others are doing wrong? What's wrong with your life? What's wrong with their life? There's nothing wrong with being aware of mistakes, attitudes that need to be fixed. But there is a different way to look at everything that's happening in our lives and our relationships that can make a difference and make life a whole lot more fun. So you may say, well, I've been looking at life this way for years, so it's going to be difficult to change. Maybe you've read about the importance of having a positive mindset, but you don't know how to change your approach. Here's a secret that makes the shift to living with a healthy, positive attitude much easier, and something we can all do if we sincerely want to make that change. So let's take before you tell what it is, I'm going to look at a situation that you're against. So I'll give you a personal example. Many years ago, when I was a lot younger, and I was involved in some political activities, with all the enthusiasm of youth, I found myself railing against the things that weren't good for people, and that I thought were destructive to humanity. And then someone looked me in the eye and said to me, I hear what you're against, but what are you for?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't think about that.
That changed my life.
Yeah.
It changed my life. because when I started looking at what I was for, I wanted peace, I wanted harmony. And so then I started looking for something that would create that in the world, a different kind of consciousness.
Yeah, you found it.
Later, when I was studying yoga with a yoga master, he talked about the ways we can have both personal and world peace. He gave a special class on it. And the number one thing he shared was, whenever we see flaws or against what something is doing, ask instead, what am I for? This simple shift is the secret I wanted to tell you about. It's amazing. A friend I worked with in a volunteer organization, this is more recent than my previous example, was constantly critiquing things she didn't have any knowledge about. And just because that was her nature, constantly presenting a negative picture of anything that happened. And I found myself increasingly aggravated. And when I took a step back to contemplate my reaction, I saw the mental turbulence, the stress, even the health issues, the lack of productivity or success that resulted. So then I stood back and I asked, okay, what am I for here instead of against? And then I started to see the good in this person, the fact that she was trying to be helpful. And after trying to say, okay, I am for a harmonious situation here, I'm for productivity, I'm for success in this endeavor. And with that positive attitude, what started to shift was a shift within my own heart. And that affected the other person. And it affected the results of what we were doing.
Sure.
When we have a more positive attitude, you start to feel better about yourself. You treat yourself with more love and more respect. And this in turn boosts your confidence levels and inner strength. You will take on new challenges and come out of your self-limiting beliefs. That's the thing. We limit ourselves. When we're always looking at what's wrong or something that's wrong, that's where we live.
Yep.
But if instead we say, hey, I had someone I worked with many years ago. She said, I love the way you see things. She said, if someone walked in here with two heads, you'd probably say, great, you can wear two hats.
I'm giving you double the work.
But that's an extreme example. But the thing is, if we look at every situation and try to see the good in it,
Yeah.
try to see the positive and expect the best, then that's what's going to happen first. You'll take on new challenges and look at the limitations. We limit ourselves in so many ways.
Yeah.
One of the things you can do to help shift into a more positive mindset about yourself is don't say anything to yourself you wouldn't say to anyone else. This is another step other than being for something. When you stub your toe, what do you say to yourself? Like, you jerk, you idiot, how could you?
You idiot, what are you doing?
Would you say that to somebody else?
No.
Be gentle and encouraging with yourself. So you stub your toe and say, oh, sorry, that hurt. Yeah. Let me give you some love. You'll feel better. I have a little 2-year-old grandson and he hurt his finger. And so he immediately puts it up for me to kiss it and make the boo-boo better. And, that little bit of love works. And I say to him, does it feel better now? And he goes, yeah. Yeah.
Of course he does.
Of course it does. Because
So cute.
the love makes it feel better. So be gentle and kind to yourself. If a negative thought enters your mind, evaluate it rationally and respond with affirmations about what is good about yourself.
I like that one.
Yeah, you start thinking, oh man, I'm this kind of person. I'm not a good person. I can't do that. Shift. What do you do well? Everybody does something well. What do you see? There's good in you. Start affirming that, and that's going to help a lot. That's going to shift out of that negative, pessimistic attitude. We've all been trained to look at what's wrong. from the get-go.
Mhm.
But when we shift into seeing the good, and what are we for? I mean, it's so different. Anytime I find myself feeling against something, oh, now I went back. Okay, what am I for? What can I be for? What can I be positive about? What can I put my energy into? Whenever you find yourself being negative, pessimistic, or against something, ask yourself this question. Step back and say, what am I for instead? So, and you're going to find your mind much more relaxed afterwards. I thought we'd take just a minute or two to do this. Think of something you were, if there's anything you've been pessimistic or against in the last week, month, or year, think of
I
something.
do.
Yeah. Okay. Now, close your eyes. Try to relax a little bit. And just ask, what am I for instead? And then notice your mind. See how different it feels. You can open your eyes. So how did that feel?
Well, that's it. I had the best example because you and I were talking about this just a while ago, and I got hit with this big old dental bill. It was a
Yeah.
fortune, right?
Yeah.
And my first reaction was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I was flipping out. And so I did exactly what Chris is talking about. I stopped it and went, okay, what is the opportunity here? And so first of all, you shift your energy from negative, which nothing can get to you when you're in a negative space. Nothing good can get to you, right?
Right.
You shift your energy into the positive,
Right.
and then all of a sudden you're open to receive.
Yeah,
If you're going to get
exactly.
help, you're going to
Yeah.
get help on this problem, well, then you better be open to receive. So you got to shift into the positive. And I kept thinking, okay, this is going to force me to do some work that I really need to do that'll bring some money in. And so that's how I'm approaching it, and not, freaking out about the number. It'll get taken care of. It always
Right.
has. My whole life I've
Always
had big
has.
bills that I figured out, how to get past them. So I just have to do that here and apply myself. So that's a great example of what you're talking about.
I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing the shift that occurs. And
Mhm.
as we age, we tend to be a little more negative. And that doesn't have to be. I mean, like there's a lot of studies that talk about aging and positive thinking and the positive mindset and
Yeah.
how important it is. Because if you get into that real negative place, or that place of thinking that when I'm older, I can't do this,
Yeah.
then that's exactly what's going to happen. But
Yep.
you can be more, well, I'm older, so I'm for, learning something new. I'm for strengthening my body. I'm for starting a new project, or I'm for this new relationship. Be for something. And pour your energy into that, and you'll find a shift, a big shift.
Definitely.
So
Yeah.
I hope this is helpful for you. I know it seems like a simple thing. And you say, well, if I've had this attitude, I have this negative attitude all along, how is this going to change? It will change.
It will.
It will, just this little
That's
thing.
the beauty of the simplicity of it.
Yeah, that is
Allow
the
it.
simplicity of it. It doesn't
Allow
have
it.
to be a big, hard project.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Just
doesn't
set
have
the
to be.
intention and let it happen.
We're meant to be up have have a positive life.
You don't. Never give up. I don't care how old you are.
Yeah, never give up, never surrender.
That was great. Thank you. I enjoyed that.
Good, I'm glad.
That helps me.
Yeah, good. I hope you all enjoyed it, and we look forward to hearing from you and to seeing you again soon.
Yeah. See you next week. Bye.